All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole collective Israel. And I'm not sure, through spirit I'm gonna tie this lesson, but pretty much going into, like it says in 2nd Edition 7th chapter, about this is the condition of the battle which men born upon the earth shall fight. Going into the spiritual warfare that we're involved in. A lot of people, whether they know it or not, they're involved in this spiritual warfare. I remember Elder Kazak from the Mississippi camp, he did a video maybe a year or so ago about you are now opened up to the spirit realm or the spirit world, roughly paraphrasing the title of his lesson. But, once you come into the truth, your eyes are opened, all right, and you are, for the most part, aware that you are involved in something that you can't really see with your eyes, or really feel with your hands. You're just always around it or involved in it. Going into, the battle between the righteousness and wickedness. All right, because that's how the Yahweh Shai have made everything, one against the other. All right, what good is said against evil and life against death. Right. You look you look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two, one against another. All right, because people just think wars, gun battles, or a lot of war involves really your mind. All right, these which I'm gonna start in Ephesians, the 6th chapter. All right, but going into the adversary, the devil, his whole thing is to overthrow your mind, your self-government. All right, going into your temperance. All right, this devil puts snares and traps, going in, to his devices. He lies in wait to catch you in a trap. Okay, so that he can overthrow your judgment, make you emotional. Okay, really going into being carnal. Okay, because we're in a spiritual battle. All right, and the adversary, his blessing is carnality. Okay, being in the flesh. Adultery. The things that pertain to the flesh, envy, strife. Pretty much as a whole wickedness. All right, and what we're after is life. Life eternal. Okay, we're trying to overcome. All right, this devil. All right, and that's why Yahushua said, "Be of good cheer, for I've overcome the world." All right, the blueprint is already is already there. All right, that's what we're following after the footsteps of Hamashiach Yahushua. Okay, first and foremost, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But of course, because of order, the Lord has men that follow after him. Okay, men that have been following after him before us. All right, it goes into the apostles and elders on down. Okay, be followers of Hamashiach Yahushua as I am. And that's pretty much what is going on. Okay, we're all leaders, but at the end of the day, we're all followers. Okay, but nonetheless, going into the lesson. Okay, going into this spiritual warfare that we're involved in. Okay, and the first step to being successful is really understanding what you're involved in. Okay, once you know what you're involved in, you can study, you can prepare. Okay, but if you don't know what's going on, your chance of success rate is low, is minimal. Okay, but knowing that you're involved in a spiritual war and that this enables you and really empowers you, to have a higher chance of success, especially when it comes to getting into the words of Yahweh Bashem Shai, the examples that he left before us, and now for us to be able to be successful in our walk. Okay, so this is Ephesians chapter 6. I start at verse 11. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Okay, and wiles goes into Satan's devices. Okay, that's what you say. We are not ignorant of Satan's devices, going into his deceit, his trickery. All right, going into him lying in wait, him as a roaring lion, seeing roughly paraphrasing whom he can devour. Okay, going into the devil's devices. Okay, and again, knowing your enemy. All right, knowing your enemy. All right, and going into the Art of War. Okay, which is a good book. It tells you about knowing your enemy. All right, it really is. It gives you a pie chart. Okay, is it when you have those two circles and in the middle All right, they join together in this little part in the middle. Okay, I would put a picture up, but this is a lesson, obviously. But trying to put a picture in your mind. It goes has when one circle know yourself, and in the other circle know your enemy, and in the middle it says that how that saying goes: to know yourself is to know your enemy. Okay, because ultimately, going into this war, your number one enemy is yourself. All right, in your mind, it is attracted to things that is in your mind. Okay, that's why scripture say, where your heart is, there your treasure shall be also. Okay, the things that you do mind is the things that you do follow. Okay, and in this walk you're supposed to mind the things in the spirit. All right, and that's pretty much quoting Romans the 8th chapter, which I'll get also. All right, but we're following after things that lead to life. Okay, and we know life is not in this flesh. Okay, life is in the spirit, and that's what we walk after. Okay, and going into putting on the whole armor. What is that whole armor? Okay, the helmet of salvation, the chest plate of righteousness, having your loins girded about with truth. All right, that shield of faith. All right, and that sword. All right, being the word. Okay, that sword being sharper than any two-edged sword. Okay, which is the words of Yahweh Shem Shai, which is power. Okay, it's not just word. Okay, these words have power. These words have life. Okay, that's why you see things popping off around the world today. Okay, going into prophecy. Okay, we're talking about the living power here. Okay, all right, we're not talking about the God of the dead. Okay, the God of this world. We're talking about Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, and the Lord has these men writing these epistles. Okay, writing down on the scrolls. Going into the book of remembrance, being the Holy Bible. Okay, these are written aforetime for our learning. Okay, these are for what? Exhortation, admonishment. Okay, and so on and so forth. Rebuke. Okay, at the end of the day, for your benefit. Okay, so that your soul can be preserved. Okay, and you can find rest. Okay, that's what we're laboring to enter into, our rest. Okay, but before we can come into our peace, we have to conquer. Okay, and it says through Hamashiach we are more than conquerors. Okay, and we're getting ready to conquer death. All right, conquer this world just as our Lord has conquered this world. Okay, but going into putting on the whole armor, because why? Because this is a battle. This is a fight. Okay, again, I quoted 2 Corinthians the 7th chapter. This is the condition of the battle which men born upon the earth shall fight. Okay, fight temptations. Okay, fight the lust of the flesh. Okay, fight distractions. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, you have things set up against you. You have a doubt demon. Okay, you have ailments. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, to deter you, to overthrow your mind, your temperance. Okay, your self-government. Okay, to overthrow that, your righteous judgment. Okay, because again, this is what our battle. We're fighting against the flesh. Okay, ultimately, first and foremost, ourselves. Okay, because once you conquer yourself, then you can't conquer. If you can't conquer yourself, you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. Okay, it's roughly to say. Okay, if you can't rule over yourself, okay, how you expect to rule over anybody else? All right, and this is pretty much what the Lord has us down here learning. Okay, and he prayed that He wouldn't take us out of the world. Okay, He prayed that He would keep us from the evils. Okay, so knowing that we're down here for a set purpose, we're not here to have get-togethers, and of course it's fun to be around brothers and things of that nature. But as far as the big reason why we're down here is to learn a lesson. Okay, and now is that time where we're heading into that day of doom, being it so-called. Okay, we're entering into that day of doom, going into JT, Jacob's trouble. Okay, this is that last and final ultimate test. Okay, the Lord has our walks tailor-made. To where, coming into our hour of temptation, the Lord has something specific for us to conquer, to that final test, that final door, in order for us to enter in that eternal life. Okay, so this is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Okay, going into the spirit world. Okay, we wrestle against spirits. All right, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, being the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. He has his whole world set up in wickedness. Job 9:24. Okay. Through in and throughout, this man has his world set up in wickedness. Okay. And this is what we're fighting against. That's why we're constantly vexed, because we're oppressed. Okay, we're oppressed by these chains of darkness, and we're oppressed by the man being the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, who has his world running upside down. Okay. and going and that shows you, that's why we need Yahweh Shemel Shai, because this battle is huge. Okay, we are just one man, we're just one vessel. You can't conquer the world by yourself. Okay, yeah, of course in our walk we're alone, but we're not. Okay, because there's so many things going on that the Lord protects you from that you don't even notice. Okay, that's why it goes into what Psalm the 34th chapter and 7th verse. What the angels of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. We don't know, what the Lord has blocked you away from, because we're sheep. Okay, you could have got your keys at the house and went back, but if you didn't forget your keys, you would have gotten a terrible accident. A damn demon hopped on somebody and they T-bone you. These are just small examples, but showing that again, how small we are, how big this world really is, and how deep this wickedness is run. There's so many things the Lord preserve us from that we don't even realize. Okay, because it will bug us out. It will bug us out. But nonetheless, this is just going into a description of what we're up against, and that's why we cry unto the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai to redeem us, to protect us, to have mercy on us. All right, because the odds are stacked up against us, and if the spirit's not on you, all right, you're gonna get devoured by the things that are set up in this world to get you trapped up in. Okay, whatever it may be, women, gadgets, cars, brothers love food, and really going into, there's no escaping this world without Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, so finishing up this precept against the rules of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay, high places, this place is, again, Job 9:24. All right, the rulers of this world run this world in complete wickedness and darkness. Okay, the elites of this world are nothing but purebred devils. Okay, evil men. Okay, evil and wicked men run this world. Okay, that's why it tells you in Isaiah 59th chapter, he that departed from wickedness or evil maketh himself a prey. Okay, we're a prey out here because there's no one defending the ones that are following after righteousness. Okay, and that's why the Lord, he gave us an intercessor. Of course the angels, the ministering angels, but he gave us Yahweh Shai. Okay, so that Yahweh Shai can plead our cause and get us out of here. Okay, because since the fall of Adam, which through the Spirit is Yahweh Shai, this is what happened, when he sinned. Okay, now the earth is full of peril, destruction, anguish, so on and so forth. Okay, and we haven't been able to conquer this flesh until Yahweh Shai was that ultimate sacrifice to conquer the flesh. All right, conquer the flesh in the flesh. Okay, really conquer death in the flesh, because the wages of sin is death. All right, and this flesh brings forth sin. All right, but Yahweh Shai was worthy enough to conquer this. Okay, because ultimately, again, this is all for a lesson, so that we may be gods, knowing good and evil. All right, meaning judges. Okay, so being a judge means what? Judgment. Okay, government, self-government. Okay, making righteous decisions. Okay, because again, the Lord's making us up, going into that furnace of affliction, making up his jewels, making acceptable men, and able to sit in those 144,000 seats. Okay, and that ultimately comes through what? Us conquering the world as our Lord has conquered the world. Okay, and we can only do that through Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, and the examples he left before us. All right, going into wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. Okay, Isaiah 33:6. All right, so this is Ephesians 6:13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Okay, the only way we can fight against this, spiritual wickedness is being spiritually righteous. Okay, and that again, going into 2 and 2, one against the other. Okay, the only way to conquer the flesh is the spirit. Okay, the righteousness. All right, righteousness is that high vibration which we're poking at and trying to tap into. Okay, being the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, so that we can withstand in this time to come. Okay, going into that evil day, being the last days, which we are already in. Okay, it's just going to amplify. It's going to get worse. It's going to get more fast paced. It's just going to be moving very, very quickly. Okay, and you have to make very, very split decisions. Okay, almost to where it's an instinct. Okay, where you don't think. Okay, where it's just programmed with, and that goes into that second covenant, which we're getting ready to come into, Jeremiah 31st chapter. All right, but we're down here because this is pretty much proving grounds. Okay, being a spiritual boot camp. Okay, being down here so that we can be made up to be worthy judges. Lord's will would be of that number of the 144,000. Okay. And again, the template is already in place. Okay, people are trying to reinvent the wheel and do their own thing, and that's already. You got to think that the time from Adam to now. How many people coming up with their own devices think, oh, this is the way to immortality. This is the way you do it. No, it's always been the scriptures. Okay, the words of Yahweh Shai. Hey, he is the creator. Okay, he's the author of life and death. So wouldn't you not think that he has the answers to the two? Okay. And here it is right here in your face. All right, men out here preaching to you, speaking of the apostles on down, telling you that what the way is. Okay, Jeremiah 3:15, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, going into the old paths that leadeth to rest for your souls. But no, people want to hear the things that pertain to death and not life. That's why the scriptures say you in John that this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, but men have loved darkness rather than light. Okay. But let me where I want to go with this. Let me get. I did quote Romans 8th chapter, so let me get Romans 8th chapter, and I'll start at the 5th verse. All right, Romans 8:5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. Right. They want to be wicked. They want to be adulteresses and adulteress, or whatever you have say. Forgive me. But pretty much being demons. Okay. Jake want to be a thug and be a thief and a robber and a murderer and things of that nature. Okay. So that's what they follow after. All right. They don't want to come after the things of the spirit. That's why I'm going to read right here. Continue reading. But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. Okay. Because I'm just going to read it. Let the word speak. This is verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. All right. That's why it tells you in Psalm 15 chapter, before man is life and death, and whether him likely shall be given. Now that might be a video in itself, but whatever your mind desires is what your mind will be given into. Okay. You want to be a homosexual, all right, you want to be a damn demon, all right, the Lord will give you over to that. Okay. But if you want to be righteous and you want to be perfect, all right, that's why scripture tell you, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven isn't perfect. That's why we're striving. Okay. We're rehearsing the righteous acts because we thirst for righteousness. Okay. We want to be changed. We hear these wonderful, beautiful things, but we know we got to be changed. All right. That's why we came into this fold, because we know ultimately, first and foremost, we got to suffer. All right. We have to suffer. All right. That's part of battle too. All right. We have to be brought low. We have to be humiliated. Okay. And be able to be trusted. Ultimately. Okay. Going into wisdom. All right. Wisdom tries your soul that you may be worthy of her. All right. Knowing the spiritual battle that we're involved in, that's wisdom. All right. That's not revealed to everybody. All right. Because if it was so, the world wouldn't be run how it is. Okay. They wouldn't have crucified our Lord. Okay. They wouldn't be continuing to do anything that they are doing. Okay. Walking in darkness. These things have been revealed unto you. Okay. Going and quoting the Elder Kazak's video, you've been opened up to the spirit realm. All right. And again, we have the way out. We have the cheat code. Okay. All right. And ultimately, because the Lord has mercy on who he will have mercy on. Okay. And that goes into the elect. The elect have the knowledge and wisdom needed to come into immortality. Okay. And that's why we're here suffering and fighting, because that's what we strive after. That's what we want. We want to be perfect. We want to be gods. We want to be perfect for Yahweh Shai. Okay. How can we be sons of the Most High if we're not perfect like he is? Okay. And that's what we're coming into. Okay. We had it. We fell. All right. Going into Jude. All right. The angels which kept not their first estate. All right. But we're reserved unto judgment and everlasting chains of darkness. Okay. But knowing that this is that last and final battle, okay, going into those great men that's been longing for this day that we're coming into, that last and final test, okay, and we have it, okay. That's why I just tell you about hold fast to what thou hast, okay. Try and keep on fighting and keeping watch, not falling asleep and becoming drunk, okay, going back into the world, okay, losing your patience, counting slackness, all right. You understand what it is that was going on, okay, to your measure, of course, but nonetheless we're all fighting the same fight, that the good fight of faith, all right. This is Romans 8:7, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. Enmity, all right, meaning you're an enemy, all right. That's why the so-called white man Esau Edom is the number one enemy of Yahweh Shem Shai, okay. Because why? It tells you plainly in Malachi, the 1st chapter, all right. But because this is the Lord made up vessels of dishonor, okay. He made up vessels that he don't like, and and going into though hand joining hand, thou shalt not go unpunished, okay. The Lord's coming back to what? For vengeance, okay. So 2/3 of our people fall into that category, carnally minded. They think this world's the end all be all. They think the ways that are set before them, as far as the so-called white man goes, Esau Edom, that's the way to go. The best way to make it in this world is to be quiet and live a humble life and under the radar. And some Jake just think it's to flex, to flex all day, because again, when you don't know who you are, you don't know your history, okay, you feel some type of entitlement when you get something, okay, going into a gift destroyeth the heart. Jake want to show off and say, oh, I came from slavery and think, but we are a nation of kings and priests, okay. But unless going into the people thinking this is the end all be all, right? They with their mouth say certain things, or they want to be a god and they want to live forever and things like that, all right. But how can you do so when you're not willing to sacrifice, okay? You're not even fighting, okay. You're entered in, whether you know it or not, you're entered into this race, okay. Next we just say the race is not to the swift, okay. Of course it's time and chance, all right. But the blueprint, the blueprint is set, all right. And ultimately it's set who's going to receive those crowns, being 144,000, okay. That's why you don't get up. You're not supposed to get upset, all right, when people don't get it, okay. Who it's for is going to be for, okay. We're not here to convert 2/3 or nothing like that. We're here because first and foremost to save our own butts, all right. But ultimately because this is our labor of love, okay. This is beautiful, knowing the things that the Lord has promised unto those that He loves, okay. Immortality, okay. The list goes on, so on and so forth. To have dominion and rulership, okay. Have powers, all right. Have an inheritance, all right. Be somebody, okay. And ultimately be beloved of Yahweh Shem Shai, okay. So of course you get your zeal, you want to tell everybody and things of that nature, all right. But this is not for everybody, okay. No one's not, and people don't want what you're after, okay. There are men that do, okay, and that goes into the men that you see out here in the highways and byways. But for the majority of this world, they're not going to get it, okay. That's why the Lord's going to kill them, all right. But continuing, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be, okay. You cannot be carnally minded and think you're going to please Yahweh Shem Shai, okay, because going into faith, okay, you cannot be carnal and have faith, all right. Those are the 2 and 2. They're against each other, all right. Carnal means I want right now, that might going into the microwave society, okay. And it tells you without faith it's impossible to please the Most High. So to be carnally minded, you cannot please the Most High, okay. Well, it says it right here. This is verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High, which is the spirit, okay, which I just kind of went into already, all right. But there's really no need to extend this lesson, all right. But pretty much going into the truth has already been simplified onto us, okay. Going to the Lord, understanding that we're babes, okay. The truth, the simplicity that is in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, okay. It's already set, okay. The path is already set, and all you gotta do is walk your walk, going into that narrow, okay, that straight and narrow, all right. It's gonna get tight squeeze, it's gonna get rough, but knowing that you're on the right path, that path, going into that tunnel vision, okay. There's light at the end of that, okay. Once we get through this rough this, going into, again, we were saying Jacob's trouble and the stuff that we're coming into, the hour of temptation, the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. All right, denying, and going into, again, the blueprint. It's already set in place. Okay, if you're a carnal man, you're gonna take that chip. Okay, because first and foremost, you don't believe in Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, that's why it says walk. That's why Galatians the 5th chapter says walk in the spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Okay, and again, that would have been a beautiful scripture to bring out also. Why? Because it says the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And what? These are contrary to one to another. Okay, right? And that's what we're fighting against. If you want to fulfill the deeds of the flesh, it's going to be manifest onto you. Adultery, fornication. This is in Galatians 5th chapter. Idolatry, witchcraft, so on and so forth. Wrath, strife, seditions. Okay, being a murderer. Okay, fighting over damn chicken sandwiches. Okay, it's going to be manifest onto you. All right, but if you want to, going into walking in the spirit. The fruit of the spirit is what? Peace of mind. Beautiful things, meekness, temperance. Okay, so on and so forth. Life. All right. Love. All right. The love of the Most High. Ultimately. All right. And that's the things that we mind. That's the things we want to strive after. Okay. And not letting the flesh take control over you. Okay. Let the spirit take over. Okay. And again, of course, it's easier said than done. But that means what? Doing your videos, reading, watching, praying, okay, so that you can stand in this time we're coming into, okay, because it's going to be bad, all right, but those who are going to obtain are going to obtain because they understand and they've been ultimately predestinated, okay. That's what it goes into making your carnal election sure, okay. The men that are going to receive these are things that they're doing, okay, and through the Spirit, they're out here, and you should see them if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, okay. So, but Lord's will be part of that number. But again, Lord's will be edifying. As always, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashem Kakodash, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole collective Israel. Shalom.